Hello, I'm Jonas Anderson and welcome back to Ultimize's Countdown to Branding Eminence. 5 strategies, 3 checklists for building a billion-dollar brand. Well, now we're past halfway, we're at number 4, and that is 4 pillars for powerful logo design. I love good logos. I think they really communicate a lot in just very, very little graphics. And it's actually really important to develop a good logo. And logos should also be somewhat contemporary. They should be in keeping with the times, in tune with the times and what's happening. A good brand name will stand the test of time, and of course a good logo will as well, but usually there'll be slight variations or revisions that will happen over time. So let's take a look at what I see as the 4 pillars of powerful logo design. These are all going to be S's. Number 1 is symbolism. I think it's very important that your logo communicates symbols of what you want to be and what you want to say and what you are. So to do that, you need to identify core elements of what you represent and try to communicate that in your logo. A great, fantastic example of this is FedEx's logo. Now, FedEx is usually held out as a prime example of an amazing logo. It's clear, it's clean, it really communicates with what they do and what they offer. And it's often been brought out that there's a bit of negative space design, and that is in between the E and the X. If you take a look closely, there's actually an arrow there. This is a perfect example of something that communicates beyond just a basic logo, and it says what they are, it says what they do. Similarly, with Amazon's logo, you can see that line at the bottom, which is kind of in the shape of a smile, and it's also an arrow, so it's kind of like taking you somewhere, it's delivering, it's what they deliver, and it's of course A to Z. So communicating the idea that they give everything from A to Z, which really does communicate effectively what Amazon does. Another great logo that I thought was very clever indeed is this sports apparel brand called Newman. Now, it's not a very prominent one, but you can see that it's actually a mirror image. The new on the top and the man on the bottom. They're like a converse mirror image of each other, so it's very cool indeed, and it's captivating. It really grabs your attention. It also really communicates what they are, what the brand says, and that is Newman. Not just the name Newman, but actually being a new man. So it's kind of like that reflection in your life. In terms of identifying the meaning of what you want to communicate in a brand, I want to present the Ultimize logo itself. Now, of course, the main icon of the logo is based on a U shape, but it also is divided into 4 sections, which is kind of the core services that our company provides. And then on the top right corner, you've got this kind of a ray going out, which helps to reinforce what we offer, which is the service of event organizing, sort of like a spotlight. And it also puts a spotlight on your branding, your marketing, etc., as well as being from the opposite direction, like a target, like hitting a target in the middle. And you'll notice that the U in the word Ultimize is also a magnet. Now, we want our company to be something that really helps to draw great things to all of our clients and customers. The next thing as part of symbolism is to apply symbolism but avoid being cliche or too commonplace. A great example is actually a Thai brand, TSEB, which is a government agency which supports conferences and conventions in Thailand. And their logo is replete with meaning. It's like the Thai Y, putting the 2 hands together in a Y like that. But also, if you look at the negative space, you can see that it's a Thai temple stupa, which is a great symbol of Thailand. I think this is a brilliant logo design. You've also got Carrefour, which has arrows going in 2 different directions. It's got that French symbolism in the colors, but also if you take a close look, you'll see that the C of Carrefour is in the logo itself as well. In terms of a logo that the Ultimize team developed and tried to adhere to this principle is a brand called Loveway. Now, love is a slang word for love. And so we were able to come up with this brand of Loveway, like the love way. So it brings good things that give a good feeling to you. And as part of the logo, we have the symbol of a heart, which is also in the shape of a highway that comes around. So it reinforces that, along with the tagline, love always finds a way. Our second pillar is simplicity. It's a very important thing, and it's increasingly important in today's world where minimal designs are more popular than more complex ones. You can see that in the development of logos, things have gotten simpler and simpler and simpler over time. A good example of a clean and easy to recognize logo is the LG logo. And if you look closely within their icon, they've actually got the LG, which is also a smiling face that's winking at you. So it's quite a clever design, very simplistic, very simple, but at the same time quite meaningful. And another very amazing clean logo is the National Geographic logo. Of course, a symbolism you see throughout their branding is their yellow rectangle. It seems a very simple thing, but somehow it just communicates very effectively National Geographic, and it's very pleasant, so the reinforcement of their brand identity is very strong. And we at Ultimize created a logo for a seaside development here in Thailand. The brand name is Tyranade. So that's a Thai name, but it communicates pretty effectively in English as well, which is a great goal in your brand creation. Now for the logo, we actually took the letter from the Thai word Tyranade. The first letter is a Ta Tong, and it has this shape, but we recognize that it actually could very clearly communicate basically a condominium project, as well as the flow of the breeze and the sand and the sea for this seaside condominium hotel project. The next principle for simplicity is minimal. Now this is an important thing that's very essential in today's world, and we've got an amazing timeless logo design with Deutsche Bank. Actually, this is not a new logo, but they were way ahead of their time in their logo design, creating a very minimalistic logo which has stood the test of time and currently looks very hip and modern actually. You can see their various contents and the way they place their logo in different ways. Another logo that really caught my eye is for the Japanese construction company Takenaka. And you can see that the icon there is very meaningful. It has a lot of meaning, and it's not overly simplistic. It's very flat, it's very minimalistic, but it is at the same time full of meaning and purpose. For us at Ultimize, we developed a logo for Vida Corporation, which is basically a lotus blossom, very simply and presented in a flat graphic style. But you can notice also that inside of that lotus blossom there is a V for Vida. The next point of simplicity is to avoid excessive graphic effects. A perfect example of this is the Shell logo, and then you can go back online and you can see the development of the Shell logo, how it's gotten simpler, more minimal over time until the present day, where now that simple red and yellow Shell symbol is extremely easily recognizable and very classic and memorable indeed. We at Ultimize also developed a plastic-to-fuel technology brand called Plastolix. We sought to apply this principle of not having too many shades or shadows or gradients or bevels and all that. We just wanted to go for a flat, clean logo that communicates and that's easily recognizable right from the onset. The next principle of simplicity is to make it work in black and white. Now, in the industry, they call it the silhouette test. So if you can take your logo, no matter how fancy, colorful, whatever it is, and you can make it simply black and white, and it still works, well then that's a great test of a good timeless logo. So it should work in both negatives. It should work in black only and white only on a dark background. And if it does do that, it's great. This isn't a hard and fast rule. Some logos don't work that way, but if yours can, it's a great thing. You can see that again here with the Playboy icon. It also works in black and white, as do many modern logos. We applied this principle too with our ST Hub logo, which is a logo for a mobile banking application that we developed. We sought to make sure that it passed this silhouette black and white test. The third pillar we're presenting today is scalability. In today's world, you need your logo to work in numerous settings in numerous ways. It's not enough just to have a single version of your logo. It needs to work horizontal, vertical, flat, black and white, grayscale, colorful, whatever it is. It should work in all of those things. A great example of this is the Shazam logo. It has a great recognizable icon. It has a vertical version. It has a horizontal version. It has a black and white or grayscale version. So this is an effective and comprehensive logo design that really fits today's world. And something that we can't avoid in today's world as far as logo design is making your logo social media friendly. And that involves having a social icon. Whatever your logo may be, a lot of logos are just text. they're just typeface. But in today's world, that can be a bit problematic, especially if it's kind of long text, because there are social media icons. For your Instagram account, your Facebook account, all of them need to have an icon. For your mobile phone screen, there's got to be an icon there. So if you're going to develop a new brand now, do be thinking about making it social media friendly. A great example of this is the Wayfair brand, which is an online shopping platform for furniture. And you can see that they have this social icon that's colorful. It communicates their brand principles, their brand values, and also it's symbolic. It looks like a very simple thing, but actually what this is actually a 4-square box, opened up, flattened out, ready to package what they're going to be shipping to you, the Wayfair brand. Another great example of a social media friendly brand is Unilever. Now if you look close at their icon, at their logo, there's a lot of detail there. So it may seem to contradict what I'm saying, but if you zoom it way out so it's tiny, you can still very clearly see that U symbol. But beyond just being a simple flat U, which would be kind of boring, once you zoom in and look into the detail, there's all kinds of meaning of things, of different products that Unilever offers, all within that logo. And you can go ahead and go online and look up what all those symbols are inside the Unilever logo and icon. Now we at Ultimize developed a logo for the brand Haikowo, and we sought to apply this principle as well of making a very good social icon for it and for making the brand work in numerous different ways. So you can see here we've got a colorful gradient version of the logo, both with a light background and a dark background, and we've also got the grayscale or kind of black and white version. This brand, Haikowo, the wo in Haikowo stands for worldwide. So we wanted to bring that aspect of the brand out in the icon, and so you'll notice that the W there has got a reflection effect, which then looks like two people raising their hands in unison, in unity like that, because the concept of the brand was united for more. Also, you get the symbolism of community, of working together, of cooperation and collaboration inside the Haikowo brand. It's very simple, but it's not overly simplistic. And that's been the 4 pillars of powerful logo design by Ultimize. I hope that that's been helpful for you, but remember that if you feel a bit stuck, you want to develop a cool, modern, effective logo, but you feel like you don't really have the resources that it takes, well, we at Ultimize are very happy and willing to work with you, work alongside you, and help you develop your brand, your logo, your organization into a truly billion-dollar brand. Thank you. I'm Jonas Anderson, and until next time, this has been Countdown to Branding Eminence by Ultimize.